In Austin, I'm Quita Culpepper. A plea deal is on the table for a man accused of causing a deadly school bus crash in Bastrop County. Jerry Hernandez entered a guilty plea on intoxication manslaughter charges and faces 18 years in prison. He was facing negligent homicide charges after the March 2024 crash that killed a 5-year-old Hayes CISD student and a 33-year-old man in another vehicle. Authorities say Hernandez admitted to using cocaine the night before and had only 3 hours of sleep when his cement pumper truck crashed into the bus. A formal sentencing date is set for September 18th. Opening statements began Monday in the federal civil trial against an Austin police officer who shot and killed a suspect in 2021. Alex Gonzalez died. Police say he got into a road rage incident with an off-duty officer, Gabriel Gutierrez, in Southeast Austin. On-duty officer Luis Serrato responded. Officials say Gonzalez refused to comply with orders and they shot him. Both officers were cleared of criminal charges, but Gonzalez's family sued them in federal court, claiming they used excessive force. A judge dismissed Officer Serrato from the civil suit back in March, but Officer Gutierrez is still named as a defendant. Texas lawmakers will be back at the state capitol next month after Governor Greg Abbott called a special session. The governor wants them to rework 6 bills he vetoed, including a ban on consumable hemp THC products. Now, it came down to the wire as Governor Greg Abbott faced a deadline to sign or veto bills passed during the 89th legislative session. The governor signed over 1,100 bills and vetoed 26 of them. Sunday night, with less than an hour before the midnight deadline, Governor Abbott vetoed SB 3. He wrote that lawsuits could end up tied up in court for years. Instead, he called a special session to regulate THC products to keep them away from children. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says he's puzzled why Governor Abbott would veto that bill.
The governor of the state of Texas wants to legalize recreational marijuana in Texas. That's the headline, folks, because that's what his proclamation does. Now, whether it's unintentional and he didn't think through it, or whether it's intentional, that's the result.
Patrick's spokesperson says the lieutenant governor found out about the veto late Sunday night. Governor Abbott signed off on hundreds of bills over the weekend, including House Bill 1481. That bill will ban K-12 students from using cell phones or other personal devices during the school day, and the bill takes effect immediately. It applies to both public and open enrollment charter schools. School districts are going to need to create policies to help store those devices on campus. Senate Bill 571 aims to close loopholes that some could use to gain access to public and private schools. The bill expands the state's ability to investigate allegations of misconduct against volunteers and contractors. Austin Community College is joining a lawsuit over the repeal of the Texas DREAM Act. The law allowed undocumented students who meet residency requirements to get in-state tuition. Earlier this month, the U.S. Justice Department sued to block the policy, and a judge sided with the federal government. The ACC Board of Trustees say they're trying to get clarity about the change, and they argue that the decision to repeal the law bypassed the standard legislative process. The DREAM Act went into effect 25 years ago, and according to state data, 500 ACC students are affected by the change. With this summer heat, a Central Texas animal shelter is getting a major upgrade. It was without AC until Monday. And Texas Humane Heroes has some heroes of their own. Here's Kelsey Sanchez.
These pups here at Texas Humane Heroes in Leander have a lot to say. And what they're probably saying is, it's hot. So staff like Jane Wisnat says they try to make do.
Especially in the summer, have water reservoirs, just temporary like kiddie pools, doggy pools that we keep full, and so that they have an opportunity to get in there and to cool off in some water.
But it's not enough for a shelter that houses more than 200 dogs and only has fans like this to keep them cool.
Being a nonprofit, we just don't have the funding to be able to put full AC in.
For the last 15 years, these pups have not had any real AC and have had to rely on fans and shades like this. But soon, pups here like Rowan and his furry friends will soon have some permanent cooler air to enjoy. Austin Air Conditioning stepped in to donate 3 AC units.
We're very grateful. Without them, this is not something we would ever be able to imagine doing.
On Monday, the company came out to do the installation. Lauren Clark, who is the branch manager, says getting the shelter these units was a no-brainer.
I'm a dog lover, so coming in, spending time with the animals, the pups and the cats in the front, and then we just knew when they didn't have any air conditioning that we had to help.
Wisnat says dogs here typically stay at the shelter for 3 to 4 weeks before getting adopted. But for larger dogs, their stay tends to be longer.
We want to make sure that while animals are in our care, they are the most comfortable and the most cared for that we can provide.
These AC units will do just that.
I like the idea that this is going to make everybody's life more comfortable.
Giving these pups a cozier and cooler space. In Leander, Kelsey Sanchez, KVUE News.
They're so cute, and if you would like to adopt a pup at the Texas Humane Heroes, staff tell us they have a special through the end of the month. Adoption fees will be waived for dogs that weigh over 40 pounds, and they say they'll also give you food for 6 months and 3 years of vaccinations. After months of anticipation, Tesla launched its Robotaxi ride service in Austin. On Sunday, some of the first passengers were seen on South Congress riding in Model Y cars with no driver. There are Tesla employees riding in the passenger seat just in case. The cars use 8 cameras to see what's around them, and on social media, Tesla CEO Elon Musk congratulated the company's AI software and chip design teams on a successful launch. And those are the headlines happening in Austin. I'm Quita Culpepper.